Hello and welcome to another Happy Pod. My name is Nathan. As always, I'm joined with Lawrence Heisey, my co-host and best friend. I don't know why I said that.
No, that was really cuddly. I'm really happy that you said that.
No, I'm not.
Right, for full context, everyone, Nathan started the intro, called me a very expletive word.
A cunt.
Like that, and then re-recorded it and just gave me one in the completely opposite direction, which I was happy with.
Well, now you can pick and choose in the edit. Hello, Lawrence. What is this show?
This show, Nathan, is where we talk about pop culture, movies, TVs, games, whatever we fancy, and try and keep things a bit cheeky, a bit breezy, a bit nice, a bit light, and we focus on the good stuff.
It's a movie lovers podcast for people who actually love movies, which I believe is how you first described it all those years ago.
1.5 years ago? Yeah.
It was 2020. So.
It's long enough.
Almost 2 years. We're getting close to 2 years. It was around about September, I think.
And finally, people are starting to notice, Nathan. Finally. Welcome back to another famous pod where me and Nathan, my famous co-host.
Okay. We've had one TikTok blow up. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so this week we've started, we'll mention this at the end as well, but just so everyone's aware, we've started doing little clips that we're putting up on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts to varying degrees of success on varying platforms.
With seemingly no rhyme nor reason.
No, it seems to be completely random what gets picked up and what doesn't. For example, the exact same video with the exact same hashtags, version on YouTube has 3 views. Version on TikTok has 450,000 by this point or something.
I did just actually get a live count from Zucchini, who is very excited on my behalf, that it is 444,000.
Well, I'll get an even live count. 444.6 thousand.
I had a 0.1. I didn't want to mention it. I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to flex the 0.1.
Anyway, we are famous TikTokers now, so it is only a matter of time before we're both doing the Renegade, as we always say, because that's the only joke about TikTok that we know.
It's the only dance that we know, isn't it? And when I state we know it, we don't know it. We just know that a dance called the Renegade exists.
Go watch it. Go check it out. It's at Another Happy Pod is where we're at. That's the same for all our social medias, and just search Another Happy Pods on YouTube. Another thing I will mention, that all the episodes are going up on YouTube. We're doing 1 episode a day for the next 80 or whatever fucking days, however long it takes to get through, and then we'll just be releasing them as normal week to week. So yeah, we're slowly doing that. I think all of the ones that are up so far have copyright claims, so
there's nothing better than being told that your theme song is licensed to you and free to use, free from copyright infringement, and then YouTube deciding, no, we make up our own copyright laws, actually. We're just going to claim it.
But yeah, alright, so that's enough of us sucking our own dicks.
But not enough of us sucking each other's dicks. No, Nathan,
no,
please.
well, come on now.
Get your willy out.
No! No need to get crass. Come on. That's not why we have 450,000 likes.
That's a live count, folks. That's a live count right there. Nathan, we're talking about Looper this week.
We are talking about Looper, a Rian Johnson sci-fi whodunit.
A Benoit Blanc Lupin story. And no, it's so everyone's favourite director, Rian Johnson, made this film about a man who has to send himself back in time and shoot himself for the long and short of it.
A man and an older man who are the same man.
And you can tell from their prosthetic nose and jaw. But Nathan, I have a question for you. Another happy question. Wow, what an illustrious theme. 58-year-old Nathan is sent back in time. The moment has not been prepared for. This is you, by the way, in 30 years' time. You are 58 years old. You have been sent back in time to be extinguished, to have your loop closed by a 28-year-old version of yourself. You have 10 seconds to convince him to spare your life. What are you doing or saying? Worst thing is about this one is your answer could be anything. You just kind of have to be real with yourself. Like, what are you going to say to make him be like, oh, this guy's safe, actually. This guy's all right.
Yeah.
Remember, you're asking him to risk an awful lot in his present day.
All right. Lovely stuff. Well, as always, for anyone who doesn't know, by the way, we do these little questions.
For all the 400,000 new listeners here.
Look, okay, let's not. We'll see when the new episode of Metrics come out. We'll see the real.
And we'll cut off a slice of humble pie for us both.
So we do little questions that have something to do with the episode, and then we'll circle back to it at the end of the discussion and see what happens. So stick around for that. You have to listen to the whole fucking thing.
You could almost say we loop right on round. Yeah, that's a little looper joke for you looper heads out there.
So, Rian Johnson. 2 words which strike fear into the depths of Twitter. You know that meme where I think it's Snoop Dogg saying, "That motherfucker don't miss."
For the sake of the recording, yeah, I know that meme.
Okay, you clearly don't. So now I have to play it for you.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
Anyway, the point is, that's basically how I feel about Rian Johnson. I've never seen a bad movie or a bad episode of TV.
What's his most famous works? What's he been doing?
His most famous work. Okay.
Oh, no, not that one. For the record, we both like it, but we don't want to alienate any potential new listeners.
It may or may not be my favourite Star Wars movie.
No, Nathan. It certainly is a Star Wars movie, is how we'll play it.
All I will say is I either love or hate Rian Johnson, and he either made or destroyed my childhood, depending on whoever is listening. No, that's not true. I stick to my guns. Fuck you all. I love him. No, I don't love him, but I like... Shut up.
He's done some TV, some pretty famous TV. He's done some films. Yeah, and as you say, this motherfucker don't miss.
He broke bad.
He did.
He did.
Ozymandias.
I think he's done what is widely considered the best. You know Breaking Bad more than me.
Yeah,
so...
he did the second to last episode ever of Breaking Bad. I believe it's either the second to last or the second to last.
And widely considered the best?
I think so.
Mostly?
Yeah.
He also did the controversial one of Breaking Bad.
Oh, Fly.
The Fly. Yeah.
It's a good episode. I stick to
good
it.
episode. I stick to it as well. I think it's a good episode. But he's not one. He seems
to
has
spark...
experience. Yes.
Yeah.
He has experience with controversy. There are some people who don't... When I say some people, I think I'm mainly thinking about one of your bosses, Nick Mason, who hates Looper, does not like it at all. Yeah, I think I've heard him say that before, which I find strange.
I can say that I find it strange as well because James signs my invoices, not
Great.
not him.
Good stuff. Because when I was watching this today, or about half an hour ago, in fact, I was like, you know what? This is a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
This is a very fun, very well made, just all round great way to spend 2 hours of your life.
Yeah. I heard a lot of stuff going into this because I've seen this movie
When?
a while ago. A good while ago.
Show me your ticket stub.
No, I don't have it. No, back in the times where I stuck my orange Odeon tickets on card to my wall with blue tack and went, my movie stickers collection.
I'll save all of these forever.
Yeah, I definitely won't bin them all in the same bin bag in about 2 years' time, and then have an argument with my mum and my dad about the mess the blue tack has made on the wall. So,
Yeah.
but I remember people kind of, this is a Marmite movie. Not to the extent some of his other works are, but people seem to either...
We can say The Last Jedi. It's not fucking Voldemort.
No, but like, as in like, with also like with The Fly, with other stuff, like...
Fair enough.
Knives Out is pretty well regarded.
Knives Out is pretty well liked, yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from the ones who have just made their entire personality to hate everything Rian Johnson makes.
Yeah, but they're not people that enjoy anything, are they?
No,
They're the people that see Girl and go, "Oh, girls!" Yeah.
MCU.
You know what, to top it off, not only is she a woman in the end of Knives Out, she's an immigrant as well. That they must have had a field day with that.
It would have destroyed their entire fucking life.
So anyway, the kind of the reaction I gauged from this was that people either tend to really, really like it or really, really despise it. But I feel like the people that are despising it are mainly just picking holes in the time travel lore, which is kind of standard fare for any time travel thing ever.
The movie makes a point. I like the fact that at one point, young Joe, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, asks old Joe, Bruce Willis, about the time travel shit. He's like, I'm not getting into all that. We'll be here all fucking day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
This is the situation. Let's deal with it. I like that. We don't need to know the fucking ins and outs. We don't need a scene where someone has a whiteboard and they explain the intricacies of time travel and how it works. It does not matter, because even if you have that scene, people are still gonna be there like, well, this doesn't make sense, because people are still fucking talking about the Endgame time travel and how it doesn't make sense, or how it breaks the universe, or who cares? Who fucking cares?
Not that I am a scientist in whatever field you'd need to be a scientist in to understand anything to do with time travel. Astrophysicist?
Time travel. No, time travel.
Not that I'm a time travel scientist, but I feel like there are always logic and plot holes in these things, because it doesn't exist.
First of all, you're traveling through time. That's your first plot hole.
Yeah, firstly, you can't do that in real life. That's not how that works.
Checkmate, atheists. Ding.
I love the people that are like, we're always technically time traveling because time's moving forward. Shut up, you're not funny, you're not cool.
Go away.
Yeah, no one.
You know what that is. That's the person who, like, at the sleepover when you were a kid, was like, "Oh, I'm so excited for tomorrow," and they'll be like, "Don't you mean today?" Because it was after midnight. You're like, "Fuck off."
If you're one of those people, no one enjoys having a conversation with you. But people don't like any time travel, and I do like the fact that they just went. I like to picture Ryan Johnson wrote an entire scene where Bruce Willis describes to Joseph Gordon-Levitt how the intricacies of this time travel works. Read through it, went, yeah, I'm going to get asked this in press junkets for months and for years from now. If my career blows up, I will be forever answering. Do you know what? Bruce Willis is going to say, fuck it, and be done with it.
Yeah.
And that is an infinitely better choice.
It is, because you don't need to know.
Yeah, the movie has admitted, just forget it. Watch the movie. Yeah. The movie does the cool stuff. Don't get your glasses out and go, well, actually.
So you feel like people are either hot or cold on this movie, do you?
It seems to be. Like,
okay.
I don't know, like,
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know what I've seen about it, but yeah, I've seen a few people who are kind of lukewarm on it. I like it. I think it's a good movie.
If you haven't seen it, again, I wonder why you're listening to this. That is weird. But also, if you're just here to listen to us chat about it, to sum it up, it is at some point, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is strutting around. It's some point in the future. I don't know exactly what year. I think
Let's say 2047.
Okay, so it's 2047. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is strutting around. He is kind of a drug addict, seedy criminal, working with this kind of crime syndicate who use black market time travel technology to send people back in time where their bodies can't be traced or ever located, because it's very hard to dispose of a body in the future. A man with a weird shotgun will shoot them, burn them, and then that's how they get their money. That's their job, basically.
It's got not that this means fuck all, but it's got a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes and an 82% audience score.
What do you think those scores would be had it been released after Rian Johnson made The Last Jedi?
A lot lower. The audience score definitely would have been a lot lower.
That would have been quite disastrous.
Yeah, I think the actual tomato score would have probably been around similar at least, but the audience score, a lot lower.
What do you think about the concept? It's a good sci-fi concept, right?
It is a good concept. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's in the future, but it's not like a crazy future. It's not
like that
distant.
Society If meme where everything's glass towers and blue skies.
Yeah, it's actually pretty run down, but like there's a few things that are just a little bit more advanced, really.
Yeah.
I like all of that stuff, and the concept, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You don't need to be a fucking genius to wrap your head around it, like some, I won't mention names, but some directors like to create with these sci-fi epics.
Like Chris Nolan.
Look, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Let me sit in my chair in peace.
No, not on his watch, Nathan. Yeah, no, as I like as a concept, as it basically for a movie that deals with not a confusing concept, but a concept that is quite eye-catching and interesting, and it's dealing with that concept through the medium of time travel. It's done brilliantly in a way that the movie goes, we're getting on with it, here's what it is, this is what happens. Where are you at with Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the movie?
In this movie or in a movie?
Just this movie, I guess.
He's good. I've got no issues with JGL himself. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's in all of Ryan Johnson's movies? Is he in Knives Out?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think he is.
He's one of the police detectives. He's just Robin in the background behind a tree
No, but
in one of the
he
scenes.
usually, but like in the more recent stuff, he usually has quite small roles.
I think you're lying. I don't think this is true
I'm
at all.
not. Okay, Joseph Gordon-Levitt confirmed secret Knives Out cameo.
Well, it fucking was a secret if the audience don't even fucking know about it.
What is his cameo in The Last Jedi was also kind of...
Was he a stormtrooper?
No, he was... You know when they go to Canto Bight, and there's that one guy who's like, "Hey, you can't park here!"
Oh, okay.
That's him. The actor has now confirmed that he can be heard in Knives Out voicing the role of Detective Hardrock in a TV programme watched by Marta at the start of the film.
God damn it. That is a fucking secret cameo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking
Counts,
hell.
though.
I mean, it counts. Yeah, fair play, fair play.
So, accusing me once again, we have proven that you know fuck all, i.e. Madam Hooch.
No,
all
not
over
the
again.
Madam Hooch scandal, no.
So, apologise.
Okay, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
It's always a gamble as well, because I feel like even if you were wrong, I didn't see those results. I feel like you have the confidence and charisma to carry out just an elaborate lie.
I mean, you're welcome to Google. You have access to it. So,
it's true, but I trust you. Do you not think that in some scenes he looks like a porcelain doll in this movie?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah, with his weird eyebrows, his digitally altered eyes, his fake jaw, his fake nose.
To be honest, I don't notice the prosthetics on him that much. The only part of this movie which where it's a little weird is like when it's going through older Joe's life, and they have the transition between them two. It's just like suddenly they put Joseph Gordon-Levitt in a very specific outfit with a very specific hairstyle. And then they put Bruce Willis in that same outfit and that same hairstyle, but he's just a little bit bolder. And he was like, "Oh, that's a bit."
I respect how hard they tried.
Yeah.
They are unfortunately two men who look absolutely nothing like each other.
I don't know. I kind of buy it. I'm not going like this doesn't work at all, because it does work. I feel like they have mannerisms of each other down and stuff, and they're far enough apart in age where you can sort of buy it, I guess.
Yeah.
I think if you made this movie today, you have Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing both roles.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that Will Smith movie that came out last year where it's like old Will Smith versus young Will Smith?
Yeah.
No one saw that.
No one did. I actually wrote an entire essay on that for my editing degree. And
Did you really?
Not a whole essay on it, but it was a large part of one of my essays about the art of digitally de-aging in Hollywood. I did it so that I could basically talk about Rogue One a lot.
Cool.
And I wrote the entire thing, and I was at one point I went, I should probably watch this movie, and then I looked at it and went, nah, I'll wing it, to be honest. I'm good.
Right, so you hate this movie? And
No,
Ryan
I
Johnson.
don't know. I like this movie, and I also like Ryan Johnson. I've never met him. I assume he's a nice guy. I like his work. So there is a nice kind of idea that I actually think could be implemented in real life here.
Oh no. Okay.
No. Yeah,
Where's this going?
Murdering children, no. I mean, I've just kind of thought myself wrong. Basically, the idea is that bodies are too difficult to dispose of in the future because of the nano trackers that every kind of person has injected into them, I'd imagine. And I thought, that's a nifty idea for real life. Murders would be a lot harder to commit. And then I realised, hang on, we've just had a pandemic where basically everyone that without a brain cell went, I'm not having any nanotechnology in me with a bloody government tracking me, when all they were trying to do is give them vaccines to save their lives. I kind of thought if the government were honest and went, yeah, no, this is legit a nano tracker. Like, hell on, do you know what I mean?
The moment you said that you think it's a good idea for us to have nano trackers in every person, the look of horror that washed over my face, and it was like, what the
Right,
fuck?
I'm picturing this in an ideal world where there'd be no negative
Yeah, let's have the
connotation of
government.
it.
Now I sound like a fucking vaccine conspiracy theorist, but let's have the government be able to track us at all times. Absolutely
No.
nothing can go wrong with that.
I mean, like, in the sense of it would only be like an activated signal if it was like submerged or.
Buy a fucking AirTag.
Yeah, but the murderer would just turn it off and then drive it somewhere else, wouldn't they?
Hide it, swallow it if you have to, but don't fucking...
If you're getting murdered, everyone, stop to stop to swallow your AirTag, or put it up your bum if you've got a spare condom lying around.
Everyone's got, like, fucking Find My iPhone and shit anyway.
I think,
so...
right, the difference between an actual tracker injected into someone versus Find My iPhone.
But can you not see the... I don't know why we're having this discussion, but can you not see the sheer number of negatives to that idea and the one positive that is something that we already kind of have today?
Right, we have it, but it's a watered-down light version, and I'm saying this would work in an ideal scenario if there were no negative connotations.
Okay, but that's a big ask, and I will take
So is
the
time
watered...
travel, Nathan.
But I will take the watered-down light version if it doesn't mean that all those other millions of negative options aren't there.
All right, fine. I'll concede my point for the second time in this episode.
Breaking news, Lawrence believes in a totalitarian police state where we can be tracked at all times, everyone.
I don't, and get vaccinated, please. What did you think of the time travel device? Kind of like a big shaky submarine.
Just a big shed or whatever it was. It was, again, it's good. We don't need to know about it, really. Like, I like the way that they just appear. It's almost like a jump cut. There's like a few like quick jump cuts in this movie which are played quite well.
Yeah.
And it's just like one moment they're not there, now they are. I like that more than the actual weird fucking, like you say, little submarine or whatever it is. Yeah, what do you think about that stuff?
Yeah, I think like my favorite thing, and maybe this speaks to why I quite enjoy, like, especially like the original trilogy Star Wars, is you can't conceive of... I hate it when movies try and fucking blow their load all over a sci-fi concept. It's got to be shiny, and it's got to be silver and reflective, and it's got to look... Everything is fucking...
Space age.
Yeah, and everything's got to be CG. Because in reality, it would... If we just caught up with the future, it would just look like appliances we have here that just do other things.
Yeah, it kind of looks thrown together
Yeah.
as well, really, which makes sense given that like time travel has been outlawed in the future. It's illegal, so it makes sense that they've had to scrap it and just put it together, basically.
Yeah, it's probably a bunch of like black market parts that they've bought.
Yeah.
Not wanting people to realize that they're buying the parts for this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's good. All right, so we kind of, let's move off the concept of it. The movie, I didn't remember it being so kind of orientated around the theme of taking responsibility for your own actions. A very, very much like a holding a mirror up to yourself, seeing yourself in other people, both literally and metaphorically. I think the best sci-fi movies are always implemented with a part of that humanity. What did you make of all like that kind of stuff?
When it comes to all the humanities stuff, the thing I like the most is not necessarily the holding a mirror up and looking at yourself. It's more the idea of nature versus nurture, and the question of like, is it fixed that this kid is going to grow up and do some terrible shit? Is that going to happen regardless, or can we change that? Can we give him a better life? Can we look after him? Can we help him grow and ensure that shit doesn't happen? It's the idea of, there's always, in time travel movies, there's always the fucking joke of, going back in time and killing Hitler as a baby.
Yeah.
And this is like kind of dealing with the actual moral ramifications, I guess, of that.
Yeah.
And what it actually entails. Because if you could go kill Hitler, is that the right thing to do? Or is it the right thing to do to create a timeline or a world in which Hitler grows up to be someone else? This is weird.
No, but it is, the movie is literally an expanded, it feels like the movie was, that question was asked and they went, right, get rid of the Hitler part quickly and make it a thing. I like how your notes reflected the Hitler conundrum. Like, that is a frequently asked question. Would it be morally right? Would you be doing the best in humanity's interest? Or is it a situation where that child is innocent until fucking ghastly acts are committed, whatever? My note was, do you remember that awful TikTok woman that was like, I wish Hitler was my son because I'd have raised him right?
I do remember that. Oh my god, that's bad.
It was fucking terrible, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Emily Blunt in this movie. No, it's not.
I didn't realize it was Emily Blunt until about halfway through. For like the first, I don't know, hour or whatever, I was just calling her not Brie Larson in my head.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then at one point it closed, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking Emily Blunt." Oh, okay.
But I think maybe that speaks to. I was pleasantly surprised that it was Emily Blunt because she's also playing a role that I haven't seen much of Emily Blunt do.
Yeah, it's very rare that Emily Blunt will play a mother living in a farm where she has to use a gun.
Yeah,
to
I
defend
know,
herself.
a shotgun. Yeah. Okay,
that's quite rare.
One fucking move, two, I guess. But it's the same. It's a sequel to that one movie. No, I just thought like even her voice was different. Like she was putting on, I think, some degree of an accent. Like it was nice to see her.
It was a good performance.
It was
good. Yeah, she was good in the role. Can't fault her really.
Very easy to believe that she's like the kind of person that like motherhood was almost thrust upon her, and she wasn't ready for the responsibility.
Yes.
But she's doing the best she can, and also it does provide. She's morally kind of wishy-washy enough of a character for there to be an ethical conundrum of would this child still turn out the right way, because she seems to be trying to be a great mum, but she's not brilliant.
What do you think of the scene where Bruce Willis kills the kid?
Don't get me wrong, I like the stoic nature of it. I love the hypocrisy of like he's like, you're shit at this. I've moved past this. I met a woman who saved my life. Oh man, she died because in the past I was a prick who never took responsibility for my actions. I'm going to go murder some children. That'll show him. That'll prove to everyone I've changed. No, I like the fact. I think that's actually kind of the only gripe I had was I don't conceivably think, and I get it's all about circumstances and, experiences happening to certain characters at different points, which the other one didn't experience, and blah, 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 time travel was weird. But I didn't really see these two characters as the same person. Like, they both have an element of, like, hubris and ego to them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, at least at the start, was way more of a, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. That's my job. Whereas old Joe was more, fuck the rules. This is what I do. Kind of. I don't know.
I'd say that's probably a good reason for that. Probably 30 years difference in them.
Yeah. A very anime haircut along the way.
A very anime haircut along the way. I think old Joe, he seemed to be quite jaded. Before he met his wife, anyway, he seemed to be quite jaded with how his life turned out and everything. And, he spent a lot of time saving up his silver and everything like that, but that seemed to run out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And stuff. So he, turned to crime and everything, and he became, a mob boss or whatever. And he was
just almost exclusively Bruce Willis doing drive-bys.
Yeah.
I want to see that movie. I want to see anime haircut Bruce Willis.
I don't. I'm good with this one. I like that we didn't see much of the future stuff. It was really interesting how we saw the moment he comes back, and then it's all from Joseph Gordon-Levitt's point of view, but then we see it all again with Bruce Willis's point of view.
Yeah.
And how it played out in his timeline with him being killed and all that sort of stuff. That was all interesting stuff. Going back to the kids, I did find it interesting, the scene where he kills the kid. It's a brutal scene, first of all, but what I liked about it, and this is where I do see similarities between them, is the moment afterwards where he's horrified with himself, not mainly just because he killed the kid, but because he killed the kid and it didn't fucking matter. Because he then realizes it wasn't him, so he just killed the kid for no fucking reason, really. And then the realization, has he's not disappearing or fading away or whatever he thinks is going to happen in his head, and he's got to do this again. He's got to somehow find the strength to go and kill another fucking kid.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. That was a good moment, I thought. That was a bit of struggle from him. Yeah,
it kind of showed a nice internal conflict, and it was needed at that moment, because you're getting to the point where you start to see old Joe as ruthless villain, but it's good to see there is still, albeit slim, a slither of humanity there. And clearly what he learned from his wife who he lost to kind of open up that side of him again. But it was interesting to watch him just revert back into the old Joe, in a sense of like, a job's a job, on I go. Yeah, no, I kind of, I see the similarity there, and that is quite an interesting part of it. What do you think of Abe in this?
Who's Abe? The guy from the future?
Yeah, he's the guy from the future that was sent to facilitate everything.
Yeah. Interesting character.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I quite liked him. He wasn't
stereotypical, like it wasn't, hey kid, I put the gun in your hand, I sent you back in time, kind of mob boss. He felt otherworldly. I always appreciate it when a character, or like when an actor knows that their character is not from that time or is a fish out of water, and they put an extra bit of effort in to really make them seem just that little bit extra out of place, which I really liked in this. And I've seen a lot of theories as to who he might be, or basically, one thing I've learned about the online discussion of this movie is that according to a theory, everyone is a Joe, or Joe is an everyone, or the kid is Joe, or
I've seen the kid is Joe theories and everything like that.
The kid's
what's
not
the theory?
Joe.
The kid's not Joe. What's the theory with Abe being Joe?
I don't know. I just
Okay.
it was one of them. I scrolled past it and went, that seems stupid.
Emily Blunt is Joe. Joe's wife is Joe.
Yeah.
Everyone is Joe. Yeah, no, I liked Abe. Weird character, obviously, antagonistic character, I guess. But yeah, there was something that was just likable about him for some reason. I would be interested to know, because if he's from the future, that would imply there's another version of him around somewhere. So I'd be interested to know, like, what's the story there? Have they just like stayed as far away from him as possible? Because you can't necessarily let him know, because then that might influence stuff. And I don't know. It's a weird thing.
They probably just set up shop in the furthest state away from him.
Yeah, probably.
And when there's no chance we'll run into each other.
But that being said, though, they can, like, your future self can kind of track your past self because of like the way the memories work, really. Because like they said, like when something happens, it becomes a memory for you.
Yeah.
Like instantly they can remember it. Which was how, Bruce Willis was able to track Joseph Gordon-Levitt and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess like he could know, oh, he's getting a bit close, let's go to KFC or something.
Yeah. Oh shit, boys, he's right around the corner. I like the implication that there's like, imagine if the old guy, the old version of him, sent himself back in time and then used his bank card or something, and the bank was like, hey, whoa, hold up, what's going on here?
Oh, that's the thing. What was interesting with fucking Paul Dano's character when he was, because he didn't kill his loop or whatever, and then they got his loop and they started torturing him, and just how like pieces of his body, the older version, were just like disappearing as he was like driving and stuff, and scars were appearing on his body and all that. That was really interesting. I really liked the way they did that.
Yeah, and a brilliant concept. And also, like, it's like, imagine in the character's perspective, your choice is to get somewhere and just point blank be shot in the head, accept it, you lived a shitty life, you made some bad choices, now you gotta die. Or just slowly fade away.
Yeah.
No pain or anything. I don't know what I choose, because in one end, I guess a gunshot to the head isn't exactly painful, but you don't know what you're walking into. You don't know it's a gunshot to the head. But the other version is just like watching your limbs disappear or like fade away. That's fucking terrifying.
Because even then, what are you gonna do? Because your limbs are fading away. You can't run. You can't walk. So you're just gonna be like a helpless.
You're completely incapacitated at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So
and it's fucked. Yeah, like, but as again, really interesting way to use your time travel concept. It's a great concept, and the fact that it was built on in that way just shows a great deal of thought and care went into the script's making of the movie.
I did like the fake out with that as well, when Bruce Willis sees it on his arm, because on Paul Dano's arm they put B at 15, whatever the address was, and then Bruce Willis, he sees on his arm B at. But then he just said Beatrix because of the name of the waitress in the diner, and then it was like, there's a girl here called Jen. You could have done that, and that would have been less painful.
Yeah,
That was a good joke.
It was. Yeah, it was like, why would you choose that? Like, yeah. No, that's right. Yeah, and clever, very good stuff. There's a moment in this that I find quite funny, which is where the what do you call it? The kid Sid, I think his name is Sid.
Sid with a C.
Sid with a C. Kid.
Yeah.
So
Kid the kid.
The kid in this is
Professor X or whatever.
yeah. Yeah, the Dark Phoenix anyway is coming down the stairs, and he says and he's obviously seeing some distressing situations, and his mum is being held, but the gun gets pointed at him. He has a bit of a moment where then his powers start working. Now, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, being the dad, instinctively goes to run and catch him, so he doesn't.
Not the dad?
No, but like the dad figure of this kid, like the protector kind of thing. He goes, he runs to go and save this kid from just cracking his head open on the stairs.
Yeah.
And there was a really funny moment in this, I don't know if it's supposed to be, where Emily Blunt just dump tackles Joseph Gordon-Levitt out of the house, obviously to save him. But what I find funny is, because it's so slowed down for the dramatic intent, you just see this look on Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's like, what are you doing? I'm trying to help here. Fuck off. Your son's gonna crack his head open. I did think the telekinesis in this is a kind of pointless thing.
It's mostly to set up the shit with the kid, really, and like obviously in the future he's gotten into power and he's able to control everything because he's somehow more in touch with his telekinesis than everyone else. Everyone else can just make shit float like 5 centimeters above their hand.
Yeah.
But he can do, for whatever reason, some quite serious damage and everything.
Yeah. And I like the trope. I always have liked the trope of a child can't control their power. I mean, it's used in Logan to a degree. Like, what happens if the most powerful man who has the ability to control you with his mind has a degenerative brain disease? Like, it's kind of the same but flipped here in terms of like, he's just a child. He doesn't fucking understand.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But he seems to know what he's doing, though, as well.
Yeah, he's for someone that doesn't know what he's doing, he seems to deploy it at very useful scenarios. But then the movie does write that into the way of he would be emotionally distressed if a stranger pointed a gun at your head. Everything I think is watertight, and I don't expect the movie to tie up every single thing with a reason, because that's not the movie it's trying to be, clearly. I did just think that as concepts go in this film, all brilliantly done, apart from, I don't know, I think there's surely something cleaner than telekinesis being a random element of the future.
It is quite random. Yeah. It is, like, I've seen this movie before. I first watched this movie in the run-up to The Last Jedi, I think, just because I didn't know much about Rian Johnson at that point, so I just wanted to get a taste and see what I was in for, really. So I watched this, liked it and everything. Didn't really think about it again until just now.
Yeah.
And then completely forgot about the telekinesis shit. So then when I saw like, oh yeah, we're all telekinetic as well, I was like, well, okay.
Yeah,
Seems weird.
It is weird.
But,
and it's and I do think it's a bit of an L. I think like it's the part of the movie that doesn't gel for me.
Can we just not?
What?
This is difficult to explain.
Am I too down with the kids? Is that it?
No, it's not kind. No, it's kind of, but no. I'm not saying this is what you did. I don't know, something that really annoys me, because I see it all the time on TikTok, is when people just boil down a movie or something into like just one single phrase, and I see people say, nah, it's mid. I fucking hate the word mid. I cannot stand it all, because what does that even mean? I know what it means, but like, you're not saying anything constructive whatsoever. It's just someone saying L movie. I'm like, oh.
In my defense, I backed it up by pre-stating
you did.
All my
to
criticism.
Be fair, you did. It just touched a nerve, I think.
Imagine, I would see your point a lot more. Imagine if we went, hello guys, welcome back to another Happy Pod, the show where we talk about blah, blah, blah. This was an L. Anyway, next week we're going to be doing this.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, because I see it on TikTok, like in the comments, and you'll see a video about, I don't know, any movie or Obi-Wan Kenobi, the TV show, and then someone will just comment, it's mid. And like, but why? What does that mean? What's the issues with it? Why is it not working for you? Let's have a maybe this is pretentious and wanky of me, but let's have a conversation. Let's see.
It's not wanky. I think the people that sum it up by being like, I don't know, kind of mid, right? There's an element of comedy there. But if you are asked why it's mid and you can't say a legitimate criticism, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
If you can, you're clearly just trying to be funny. But I both hate and love to be the person to break it to you that our TikTok was referred to as an L.
Was it?
Yeah, someone commented L on our TikTok about Mamma Mia. No. Admittedly, it was a TikTok breaking down the validity of Mamma Mia Here We Go Again's timeline.
Like we criticised in this exact episode about people breaking down time.
How hilarious is it that the next batch of TikToks to follow up will be along the lines of, why do you guys care so much? Shut up. Like I said, we're casting a wide net. We're getting all the audience we can. If you love the timeline, come in. If you hate it, also come in. We've got some content.
We will sell out at a moment's notice.
Raid Shadow Legends, let's go.
You've already done like 4 ads of those anyway.
Not under my name, so it's fine.
One last thing that I want to... Is this the last thing I want to ask? Maybe I had something else, which I can't remember now. You chose this movie. As in, you chose that we would discuss and look at this movie. Why this?
So Rian Johnson was in my mind because there was a lot of stuff kind of coming out at the time I decided Looper for Knives Out 2, Electric Boogaloo, Glass Onion, a Benoit Blanc Knives Out mystery whodunit by Rian Johnson.
Can we retire the Electric Boogaloo joke?
No.
I
don't care that it's not funny. I don't care that it's not funny. It's gonna be there.
Okay.
But yeah, so Rian Johnson was on my mind, and then I thought, that's a movie I can't remember too much of. So I was like, let's put on Looper. I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The last time we discussed him, 500 Days of Summer, he makes bangers. It must be said. He's an actor that picks his projects well, paired with an actor who famously will do anything for a quid.
Yes, anything.
So I wanted to watch it.
Yeah. That's very true.
So approximately one more child would be alive. A lot more people would be alive. The world would be probably a smoother run place if anyone in this crime syndicate had the brain cells to just set their time travel landing point as the furnace the body is dumped into.
Yeah, that'd be good. Or just the ocean. Just right in the middle of the Atlantic.
There's so many
what
bodies
are you going to do? Just the big pile.
God,
but what are they going to do?
Make it real life. Tie it in. It's the Bermuda Triangle. That's where you drop them. You throw them there. They're done. That's them wrapped up.
A volcano.
Yes. You can dress them up beforehand. You can put a bunch of rocks in their pocket. You can do anything.
Yeah.
You can drop them above a simple meat grinder. Just drop them, spawn them slightly, like maybe 10 meters above, and then boom, job done. But yeah, realistically in this world, you don't need a trigger man on the other end. You don't, no. But again, one of those criticisms I hate, but that's the movie.
That's just the CinemaSins thing.
It is.
Really. Good stuff all around, like the movie, like the director, looking forward to Glass Onion, a Benoit Blanc sequel. What
a great idea! What a great concept! Let a man most famous for playing a British institution dress up like Colonel Sanders and run around going, "I do declare this mystery." Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, so that's that. Now it's time to revisit your silly little question.
I'll repeat the question for those that either weren't here. Firstly, why are you listening to the podcast at the end? That's weird.
That's weird.
But to refresh you, Nathan,
for those just tuning in,
like it's live TV and they're waiting for the next show. On after this, it's like, I don't know, the next one is going to tick over. You are 58-year-old Nathan. You have been sent back in time 30 years, a moment that has not been prepared for, to have your loop closed, as the movie phrases it, but in layman's terms, to be killed by your 28-year-old younger self. You have 10 seconds to convince him to spare your life. What are you going to do or say?
I am a looper.
Your younger self is.
So, I know that I have 30 years.
No.
What do you mean?
The moment has not been prepared. I should have explained this maybe better. The moment hasn't been prepared for in the sense that this is the first timeline version of the paradox.
Oh, you didn't say this.
I said the moment hasn't been prepared for. You don't know you're dying.
Well, that wasn't clear enough.
Give me your answer if you knew. Give me your answer, then wing it if you didn't know.
Okay, if I knew, as I was going to say, I have 30 years to prepare for my eventual demise, okay? I know what current state my physical fitness level is at when I'm 28, okay?
So you're just going to hit the gym and beat him up?
So I'm just going to go to the gym, spend 30 years getting fucking jacked. Then when the moment comes, I'll just simply beat him up. And then run away.
What if you spawn 10 meters away and he just shoots you?
I'll run at him. I know what I'm like.
I'm wily, mate. I'll take him.
Exactly. I spent 30 years getting jacked. What's he gonna do?
You can shoot through muscles, Nathan. You're not Lou Ferrigno
No.
Hulk. You're just...
I'm invincible. Okay.
Okay. And what are you? I was really hoping that the question of like what are you doing or saying would just end in, because bearing in mind you're completely unprepared in the version of the question that I should have asked you.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of what are you doing? I guess I'm just dying then.
I mean, that's a possibility.
It is.
It's just like, that is, I don't know, I could say, like, I don't know what I could say, really. I don't
Imagine
think
you
there's anything
spend
I
your
could say.
millionaire life, 30 years training your arse off to fight your younger self. You spawn and just get shot in the face.
What a waste.
What a waste of a life.
I know. Oh,
And you'd be a
well,
gym
that's
boy.
my-
You'd be
Yeah.
you'd be well annoying. You'd deserve it at that point.
I would deserve it, to be fair. I'd be taking selfies in the gym, like, all day, every day, baby.
Training for who knows who.
All about the games.
Well, again, also, if you take out your younger self, you're still gonna die.
I know. No, but I wouldn't kill him.
You're gonna have
I'd
to
just
knock
beat
him out and just keep him. Somewhere.
Yeah. No, I just beat him up and then run away.
Imagine if you hit him too hard, he dies, and then you just die as well. There's so many instances where you'd waste 30 years of your life in the gym and still die.
That's time travel, baby.
That
You gotta take the good with the bad.
That's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. Thank you all for listening. Nathan, next week we've got a big one. We've got a busy week ahead of us.
Oh, is it the fucking Hobbit?
I'll let the clip confirm it for you, Nathan. Next week we're going to be doing this.
Mr. Bilbo, where are you off to? I can't stop, I'm already late. Late for what? I'm going on an adventure.
Was it The Hobbit, Nathan? Was it everything you dreamed of?
I think it is.
It
is it?
It is, yeah.
Okay, great. Oh fuck! I've got 3 movies to watch. Okay.
Are these all 3 hours long, like The Lord of the Rings?
They're
as well?
all very long.
For the
yeah.
love of God.
Yeah.
And they've got
Yeah.
Martin Freeman in. What are you doing to me?
What's wrong with Martin Freeman?
I was just going to say, oh no, I'll save it for next week then. I'll tell you what my
Yeah.
grievances. So that's going to be fun. We're going to be doing that. As Nathan mentioned, we do have a TikTok. It is popping off.
At Another Happy Pod. Let's get a live update.
If we are close to hitting 500k, I want you to take in for a moment that is 500,000 people have watched us break down Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again.
I mean, we're close enough. We're 458.9. That's pretty much 500,000.
Let's say half.
Which,
yeah.
that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Why have 500,000 people heard me talk about Mamma Mia?
Don't know, but they have. And it is predominantly you as well.
It is. You say, yeah.
In the extended TikTok that I made before realizing they had to be cut down to 60 seconds in YouTube,
Yeah.
I had one more line, but my content was sacrificed for the good of it.
We've also gained about 300 followers today on TikTok as well, which
man.
is...
Come over, listen to
Pretty
this.
wild.
This is the real content.
All right, so at Another Happy Pod, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, just search Another Happy Pod on YouTube, and you'll find us there as well. Please like, subscribe, follow, wherever, all of it. Just follow all of us and like all of them as well. Just
Follow us, engage with our content, or we'll send
Yes.
you back in time and we'll shoot you with a weird gun.
everyone go check out that Mamma Mia video. Get us to 500,000 views and comment, ha ha ha, I love Looper.
So we know that the content is fresh popping and we're diversifying our audience.
Yes, and then get us some more views on our other TikToks. Oh, I should say, we are aiming I don't know if we'll stick to this, but it seems like we are sticking to it for the moment. We're aiming to post daily on our TikTok, Shorts, Reels, whatever the fuck.
It'll dry up at some point when I lose momentum.
Which will almost certainly happen, but don't tell your mum all about this hot, fresh content. I'm sure she'll love it.
Especially the Mamma Mia stuff. She'll definitely love that.
She will. Sit down with your mum, pop a glass of Shiraz, have a listen to the Mamma Mia episodes. There's 2 of them. 2 nights of fun.
2 nights
What
of fun.
more could you want?
She'll be sliding off her seat in excitement. She loves it.
She will. She'll be massively agreeing with all our thoughts.
Yeah, especially Nathan's.
About Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again.
If your mum's listening to this right now, just play her this segment. Oh, Pierce Brosnan's a bit of me, isn't he, Nathan? That'll get her involved.
Great. That's the MILF target audience secured. There we go.
Now let's go through all the rest of the target audiences before we wrap up.
Let's go through all the demographics and get this solved. Next up, right-wing Brexiteers.
No. I'll get film Twitter. Hang on one sec. Whoa, Pierce Brosnan's a bit mid. I've done it.
Great.
I've made a callback joke, as the kids say.
That was very good stuff.
Thanks.
Anything else to say, Lawrence?
Yes. How are you?
Fuck off. The episode's over.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening.